Hello English learners. Welcome back to Progressive English Learning. Today, you and I are going to practice English together in a very special way. This video is going to be long, so here is how you can use it. Just relax, listen carefully, repeat every single line after me, and keep speaking with me. The more you repeat, the more natural your English will become. Don't stop in the middle. Stay with me till the end, and I promise, your fluency will improve day by day. So let's start our journey together. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello, how are you? I am fine, thank you. What is your name? My name is Alex. Nice to meet you. Where are you from? I am from India. I live in a big city. The city is beautiful. I love my hometown. Do you like traveling? Yes, I like traveling. I have visited many places. I want to travel more. Traveling makes me happy. I learn new things when I travel. Meeting new people is exciting. Food from different countries is delicious. Culture is interesting to explore. I like learning languages. English is my favorite language. I practice English every day. I watch English videos. I read English books. I listen to English songs. Practice makes me better. I am improving slowly. I feel more confident now. Speaking is easier for me. I can understand more words. I can talk with my friends. I can ask simple questions. I can answer with confidence. I enjoy speaking English. Sometimes I make mistakes. Mistakes help me learn. I am not afraid of mistakes. I try again and again. Every day I practice more. My English is improving step by step. I feel proud of myself. I want to speak fluently. Fluency comes with practice. I will not give up. I am strong. I am confident. I am learning something new. English is my tool for success. English helps me connect with people. English opens new doors. English gives me opportunities. I can study in English. I can work in English. I can travel using English. I can enjoy movies in English. I can read stories in English. I can write in English. I can dream in English. I can think in English. I can speak without fear. I am practicing right now. I am learning right now. I am improving right now. I believe in myself. I know I can do it. I know I am growing. I know I am learning. Every sentence makes me better. Every word makes me stronger. Every sound makes me confident. My voice is clear. My words are strong. My sentences are correct. My mind is active. My focus is sharp. I enjoy this journey. I enjoy every step. I enjoy every practice. I love learning English. English is easy for me. English is fun for me. English is my friend. English is my strength. I am happy to learn. I am proud to learn. I am lucky to learn. I am smart. I am intelligent. I am confident. I am a good learner. I am a good speaker. I am getting better. I am reaching higher. I am moving forward. I am not stopping. I am not quitting. I am not giving up. I am a winner. I am successful. I am fluent in English. I am ready for the world. I am ready for new challenges. I am ready for success. I am ready for opportunities. I am ready for my dreams. The sun is shining. The sky is blue, the air is fresh, the morning is beautiful. I wake up early, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, I drink water, I feel fresh, I go for a walk, I enjoy the walk, I see trees, I see flowers, I see birds, I hear birds singing. I love nature. Nature makes me happy. Nature gives me peace. I take deep breaths, I feel relaxed, I feel healthy. Walking is good. Exercise is important. I stretch my body. I move my arms. I move my legs. I feel strong. I feel active. I come back home. I take a shower. I feel clean. I feel fresh. I eat breakfast. Breakfast is important. I like fruits. I like bread. I like milk. I like eggs. I eat healthy food. Healthy food gives me energy. Energy helps me work. I am ready for the day. I sit to study. I open my books. I take my pen. I start writing, I read aloud, I learn new things, I understand concepts, I remember points, I take notes, I revise notes, I ask questions, I answer questions, I solve problems, I check my answers. I feel confident, studying is important, knowledge is power, learning never ends, I am a student, I love studying, I respect teachers, I respect books, I respect knowledge, I focus on my goals, I work hard, I am disciplined, I manage my time, I complete my tasks, I stay motivated, I never stop learning. I improve daily, I grow daily, I become better daily, my future is bright, I will achieve success, I will achieve my dreams, I will achieve my goals, I will make my family proud, I will make myself proud, I will help others, I will inspire others, I will stay humble, I will stay kind, I will stay positive. Positivity gives me strength, positivity makes me happy, positivity brings success. I smile every day, I spread smiles, I spread kindness, I spread happiness, I spread love, I spread peace. The world needs peace, the world needs love, the world needs kindness. I am part of the world, I will do my best, I will make a difference, I will make the world better. I believe in goodness. I believe in honesty, I believe in hard work, I believe in myself, I believe in success, I believe in my dreams, I am strong, I am confident, I am successful, I am a winner, I am happy, I am free, I am growing, I am learning, I am shining, I am unstoppable. I wake up with a fresh mind, I feel thankful, I feel alive, I drink water slowly, I enjoy the calm, I hear birds singing, I see the sunlight, I open the window, I breathe fresh air, I stretch my arms, I stretch my legs, I stand tall, I smile at myself, I feel positive, I say good morning, I start my routine, I brush carefully, I wash my face gently, I look in the mirror, I feel confident, I comb my hair, I get dressed, I choose simple clothes, I feel neat, I feel ready, I walk to the kitchen, I prepare breakfast, I eat fruits, I drink milk, I eat eggs, I eat bread, I feel strong, I feel satisfied, I clean the table, I wash the dishes, I keep things in place, I like cleanliness, I like order, I like discipline, I check my schedule, I plan my tasks, I write my goals, I set priorities, I avoid wasting time, I avoid laziness, I start working, I open my books, I hold my pen, I focus my mind, I read slowly, I understand clearly, I repeat sentences, I practice writing, I practice speaking, I practice reading, I practice listening, I enjoy learning, I enjoy knowledge, I enjoy progress, I make notes, I highlight points, I memorize facts, I solve exercises, I correct mistakes, I learn from errors, I feel improved, I feel capable, I feel smart, I take a short break, I drink water again, I relax my eyes, I relax my body, I breathe deeply, I think calmly, I return to study, I work again, I stay consistent, I stay disciplined, I stay patient, I stay hopeful, I do my best, I never give up. I trust myself, I trust my journey, I trust my hard work, I believe in results, I believe in success, I believe in effort, I believe in dedication, I am proud of myself, I am thankful, I am learning, I am moving forward, I am growing stronger, I am achieving daily, I am closer to success, I am ready for challenges, I am ready for opportunities, I am ready for life. I check my phone, I see messages, I reply politely, I call my family, I greet them warmly, I ask about their health, I listen carefully, I share my plans, I feel connected, I feel supported, I feel loved, I thank them, I send blessings, I keep my phone aside, I focus again, I organize my desk, I arrange my books, I arrange my pens, I arrange my papers, I like order, I like neatness. I avoid clutter. I avoid confusion. I feel peaceful. I feel balanced. I open my laptop. I check updates. I read emails. I reply quickly. I avoid distractions. I avoid wasting energy. I return to learning. I open a new topic. I read carefully. I take notes. I highlight ideas. I practice pronunciation. I practice fluency. I practice confidence. I record my voice. I listen again. I correct mistakes. I improve daily. I repeat practice. I repeat words. I repeat sentences. I repeat lessons. I build memory. I build confidence. I build strength. I build knowledge. I feel proud. I feel strong. I feel better. I feel motivated. I smile again. I write sentences. I write examples. I write thoughts. I write ideas. I practice grammar. I practice tenses. I practice verbs. I practice adjectives. I practice nouns. I practice questions. I practice answers. I practice conversations. I imagine situations. I imagine dialogues. I imagine confidence. I imagine success. I imagine fluency. I imagine future. I trust my vision. I trust my growth. I trust my effort. I stay focused. I stay calm. I stay sharp. I stay happy. I avoid fear. I avoid doubt. I avoid excuses. I avoid delay. I continue practice. I continue discipline. I continue effort. I continue learning. I continue progress. I continue success. I am determined. I am capable. I am focused. I am strong. I am moving forward. I am reaching higher. I am improving daily. I am becoming fluent. I am mastering English. I am achieving my dream. I open a notebook. I write neatly. I write clearly. I write carefully. I write slowly. I write smoothly. I practice daily. I practice regularly. I practice honestly. I practice with focus. I practice with patience. I practice with passion. I keep writing. I keep repeating. I keep improving. I keep learning. I underline points. I mark important lines. I draw arrows. I draw symbols. I use colors. I use highlighters. I make learning fun. I make practice strong. I make habits consistent. I make progress steady. I read loudly. I read slowly. I read carefully. I read with focus. I pronounce well. I pronounce correctly. I pronounce clearly. I listen closely. I listen actively. I listen repeatedly. I listen daily. I record phrases. I record dialogues. I record practice. I check mistakes. I correct myself. I avoid errors. I avoid laziness. I avoid skipping. I avoid rushing. I continue slowly. I continue steadily. I continue clearly. I continue positively. I think in English. I talk in English. I read in English. I write in English. I explain in English. I ask in English. I answer in English. I share in English. I dream in English. I grow in English. I shine in English. I focus deeply. I focus clearly. I focus calmly. I focus strongly. I stay motivated. I stay determined. I stay confident. I stay disciplined. I speak fluently. I speak smoothly. I speak politely. I speak boldly. I improve grammar. I improve vocabulary. I improve structure. I improve accent. I remember rules. I remember words. I remember phrases. I remember ideas. I continue practice. I continue lessons. I continue sentences. I continue progress. I feel happy. I feel proud. I feel motivated. I feel confident. I reach higher. I achieve more. I grow stronger. I shine brighter. I wake up early. I start fresh. I start calm. I start focused. I prepare mind. I prepare body. I prepare energy. I prepare goals. I sit properly. I sit straight. I sit calmly. I sit ready. I open books. I open notes. I open mind. I open heart. I read lines. I read paragraphs, I read pages, I read topics. I write answers, I write examples, I write definitions, I write explanations, I speak loudly, I speak clearly, I speak smoothly, I speak naturally, I listen carefully, I listen patiently, I listen repeatedly, I listen daily, I repeat words, I repeat phrases, I repeat sentences, I repeat practice, I avoid fear, I avoid doubt, I avoid excuses, I avoid delay, I build confidence, I build strength, I build fluency, I build focus, I learn grammar, I learn tenses, I learn vocabulary, I learn usage, I ask questions, I answer politely, I answer quickly, I answer correctly, I check mistakes, I correct errors, I reduce hesitation, I reduce weakness, I reduce distractions, I reduce laziness. I practice daily, I practice honestly, I practice consistently, I practice happily, I speak English, I read English, I write English, I think English, I use English, I share English, I improve English, I master English, I stay positive, I stay active, I stay regular, I stay disciplined, I grow daily, I grow steadily, I grow confidently, I grow successfully, I believe in practice, I believe in learning, I believe in myself, I believe in success. I take notebook, I take pen, I take book, I take time, I focus deeply, I focus carefully, I focus clearly, I focus completely, I read slowly, I read quickly, I read loudly, I read silently, I write neatly, I write clearly, I write properly, I write completely, I speak confidently, I speak naturally, I speak correctly, I speak continuously, I listen daily, I listen repeatedly, I listen attentively, I listen patiently, I learn phrases, I learn idioms, I learn collocations, I learn expressions, I practice tenses, I practice questions, I practice answers, I practice conversations, I check spelling, I check grammar, I check meaning, I check pronunciation, I improve slowly, I improve daily, I improve clearly, I improve surely, I avoid laziness, I avoid fear, I avoid stress, I avoid excuses. I stay focused, I stay disciplined, I stay motivated, I stay positive, I trust practice, I trust process, I trust consistency, I trust success, I build habit, I build memory, I build skill, I build confidence, I repeat daily, I repeat regularly, I repeat happily, I repeat honestly, I learn speaking, I learn writing, I learn reading, I learn listening, I master grammar, I master vocabulary, I master fluency, I master accuracy, I stay strong, I stay calm, I stay humble, I stay regular, I use sentences, I use phrases, I use questions, I use answers, I train brain, I train tongue, I train ear, I train memory. I practice morning, I practice evening, I practice night, I practice anytime, I create habit, I create routine, I create schedule, I create plan, I make effort, I make progress, I make mistake, I make correction, I speak slowly, I speak clearly, I speak politely, I speak naturally, I hear words, I hear phrases, I hear accents, I hear tones, I write notes, I write sentences, I write examples, I write ideas, I read stories, I read articles, I read dialogues, I read conversations, I ask questions. I ask doubts, I ask meanings, I ask explanations, I give answers, I give examples, I give opinions, I give feedback, I think English, I dream English, I plan English, I live English, I use dictionary, I use notebook, I use pen, I use phone, I learn daily, I learn weekly, I learn monthly, I learn yearly, I improve style, I improve tone, I improve fluency, I improve accuracy, I avoid fear, I avoid silence, I avoid confusion, I avoid doubt, I practice grammar, I practice verbs, I practice nouns, I practice adjectives, I practice questions, I practice answers, I practice dialogues, I practice role play, I stay regular, I stay confident, I stay motivated, I stay strong, I check mistakes, I check pronunciation, I check spelling, I check grammar, I follow rules, I follow practice, I follow plan, I follow routine. I build confidence, I build skill, I build habit, I build future, I create energy, I create focus, I create passion, I create progress, I repeat daily, I repeat sentences, I repeat practice, I repeat learning, I train tongue, I train ears, I train eyes, I train brain, I listen carefully, I listen slowly, I listen deeply, I listen fully, I answer quickly, I answer clearly, I answer politely, I answer confidently, I ask politely, I ask smartly, I ask clearly, I ask confidently, I read loudly, I read slowly, I read carefully, I read daily, I write regularly, I write slowly, I write clearly, I write daily, I speak naturally, I speak daily, I speak slowly, I speak confidently, I make sentences, I make stories, I make questions, I make answers, I share practice, I share ideas, I share doubts, I share examples, I avoid hesitation, I avoid laziness, I avoid fear, I avoid silence, I keep practicing, I keep learning, I keep speaking, I keep growing, I grow knowledge, I grow skill, I grow confidence, I grow fluency, I enjoy learning, I enjoy practicing, I enjoy speaking, I enjoy progress, I trust myself, I trust learning, I trust practice, I trust growth, I stay happy, I stay positive, I stay strong, I stay active. I focus daily, I focus clearly, I focus deeply, I focus wisely, I give time, I give energy, I give attention, I give consistency, I improve daily, I improve slowly, I improve clearly, I improve confidently, I take notes, I take practice, I take lessons, I take progress, I hear sentences, I hear sounds, I hear accents, I hear meanings, I understand quickly, I understand slowly, I understand deeply, I understand clearly, I pronounce words, I pronounce clearly, I pronounce slowly, I pronounce daily, I create routine, I create plan, I create practice, I create fluency, I build habit, I build memory, I build speaking, I build confidence, I ask questions, I ask doubts, I ask meanings, I ask examples, I answer smartly, I answer politely, I answer regularly, I answer fluently, I read stories, I read articles, I read conversations, I read examples, I watch videos, I watch movies, I watch lessons, I watch subtitles, I repeat after teacher, I repeat after audio, I repeat after video, I repeat after book, I practice loudly, I practice clearly, I practice daily, I practice confidently, I join practice, I join lessons, I join conversations, I join improvement, I enjoy reading, I enjoy writing, I enjoy listening, I enjoy speaking. I speak slowly, I speak clearly, I speak daily, I speak confidently, I think in English, I think in sentences, I think in words, I think in expressions, I write notes, I write sentences, I write thoughts, I write stories, I correct mistakes, I correct grammar, I correct pronunciation, I correct tone, I learn daily, I learn deeply, I learn happily, I learn wisely, I use dictionary, I use examples, I use practice, I use repetition, I explain clearly, I explain slowly, I explain deeply, I explain politely, I share knowledge, I share ideas, I share practice, I share experiences, I connect words, I connect ideas, I connect sentences, I connect fluency, I stay calm, I stay focused, I stay consistent, I stay motivated, I review lessons, I review notes, I review practice, I review progress, I change habits, I change mistakes, I change patterns, I change methods, I love English, I love practice, I love speaking, I love learning, I try daily, I try clearly, I try confidently, I try happily. I read books, I read stories, I read articles, I read dialogues, I listen carefully, I listen daily, I listen deeply, I listen patiently, I repeat sentences, I repeat phrases, I repeat loudly, I repeat clearly, I watch videos, I watch movies, I watch lessons, I watch speeches, I practice writing, I practice reading, I practice speaking, I practice listening, I focus on grammar, I focus on vocabulary, I focus on pronunciation, I focus on fluency, I ask questions, I ask doubts, I ask politely, I ask daily, I answer clearly, I answer slowly, I answer confidently, I answer politely, I improve slowly, I improve daily, I improve surely, I improve constantly, I avoid mistakes, I avoid fear, I avoid hesitation, I avoid laziness, I build sentences, I build stories, I build conversations, I build confidence, I speak naturally, I speak fluently, I speak boldly, I speak happily, I think positively, I think clearly, I think daily, I think confidently. I learn daily, I learn new words, I learn new phrases, I learn new grammar, I learn new expressions, I use them daily, I use them in speaking, I use them in writing, I use them in reading, I use them in listening, I practice every morning, I practice every evening, I practice every night, I practice without excuses. I repeat after teachers, I repeat after speakers, I repeat after videos, I repeat after audio, I read loudly, I read slowly, I read clearly, I read with focus, I listen carefully, I listen actively, I listen attentively, I listen repeatedly, I speak with energy, I speak with joy, I speak with clarity, I speak with confidence, I write daily, I write clearly, I write carefully, I write confidently, I memorize words, I memorize sentences, I memorize examples, I memorize expressions, I remember easily, I remember daily, I remember naturally, I remember confidently. I improve daily, I improve slowly, I improve step by step, I improve with practice, I improve with repetition, I improve with focus, I improve with patience, I improve with time, I improve with energy, I improve with motivation, I improve with confidence, I improve with dedication, I improve with effort, I improve with learning, I improve with speaking, I improve with writing, I improve with reading, I improve with listening, I improve with watching, I improve with practicing, I improve with consistency, I improve with hard work, I improve with smart work, I improve with strategies, I improve with methods, I improve with goals, I improve with plans, I improve with habits, I improve with daily actions, I improve with determination, I improve with courage, I improve with positivity, I improve with belief, I improve with self-trust, I improve with guidance, I improve with teachers, I improve with books, I improve with videos, I improve with audio, I improve with practice partners, I improve with repetition, I improve with correction, I improve with feedback, I improve with examples, I improve with exercises, I improve with practice tests, I improve with assignments, I improve with speaking tasks, I improve with reading tasks, I improve with writing tasks, I improve with listening tasks, I improve with conversation, I improve with discussion, I improve with interaction, I improve with daily practice, I improve with consistent effort. I improve with steady work. I improve with continuous practice. I improve with passion. I improve with love for English. I improve with hunger for knowledge. I improve with strong motivation. I improve with regular lessons. I improve with careful attention. I improve with deep focus. I improve with clear vision. I improve with powerful habits. I improve with positive routine. I improve with active learning. I improve with real practice. I improve with true dedication. I improve with positive energy. I improve with daily progress. I improve with self-discipline. I improve with time management. I improve with goal setting. I improve with concentration. I improve with perseverance. I improve with self-confidence. I improve with hard training. I improve with repetition again. I improve with clarity. I improve with better pronunciation. I improve with strong vocabulary. I improve with new expressions. I improve with active listening. I improve with careful speaking. I improve with good writing. I improve with smart reading. I improve with active practice. I improve with positive habits. I improve with daily consistency. I improve with hard effort. I improve with strong focus. I improve with courage. I improve with determination. I improve with practice again. I improve with never giving up. I improve with passion for success. I improve with love for progress. I improve with energy for growth. I improve with fire for learning. I improve with clear pronunciation. I improve with smooth sentences. I improve with natural speaking. I improve with fluent style. I improve with real confidence. I improve with inner strength. I improve with strong willpower. I improve with constant repetition. I improve with positive mindset. I improve with learning goals. I improve with study schedule. I improve with English passion. I improve with active practice. I improve with repeated speaking. I improve with positive review. I improve with daily study. I improve with small steps. I improve with constant actions. I improve with improvement habit. I improve with better effort. I improve with stronger skills. I improve with clear English. I improve with fluent practice. I improve with progress daily. I improve with progress weekly. I improve with progress monthly. I improve with progress yearly. I improve with never stopping. I improve with continuous learning. I improve with daily speaking. I improve with English conversation. I improve with real dialogues. I improve with practical exercises. I improve with English listening. I improve with English reading. I improve with English writing. I improve with English vocabulary. I improve with English grammar. I improve with English phrases. I improve with English practice. I improve with English passion. I improve with English progress. I improve with English confidence. I improve with English learning. I improve with English skills. I improve with English fluency. I improve with English dedication. I improve with English repetition. I improve with English motivation. I improve with English improvement. I improve with English clarity. I improve with English focus. I improve with English love. I improve with English belief. I improve with English consistency. I improve with English strength. I improve with English time. I improve with English actions. I improve with English practice again and again and again without stopping. I grow daily. I grow in speaking. I grow in writing. I grow in reading. I grow in listening. I grow in confidence. I grow in knowledge. I grow in ability. I grow in clarity. I grow in fluency. I grow in accuracy. I grow in pronunciation. I grow in grammar. I grow in vocabulary. I grow in style. I grow in expression. I grow in energy. I grow in power. I grow in focus. I grow in habit. I grow in strength. I grow in success. I grow in fluency daily. I grow in English every day. I grow without fear. I grow without doubt. I grow with belief. I grow with faith. I grow with positivity. I grow with courage. I grow with determination. I grow with consistency, I grow with action, I grow with hard work, I grow with smart practice, I grow with love for English, I grow with joy for learning, I grow with hope, I grow with discipline, I grow with organization, I grow with planning, I grow with responsibility, I grow with dedication, I grow with strength, I grow with self-trust, I grow with never giving up, I grow with resilience, I grow with improvement, I grow with English passion every single day. I sometimes wonder how people manage their time so well, and then I realize that it is all about discipline, small choices, and consistent effort. Some people plan their mornings in detail, others go with the flow, but both approaches can work if done with awareness. If you wake up early and use the first hour wisely, your whole day feels brighter. If you spend that hour scrolling aimlessly, the day often feels wasted. I have seen students who keep complaining that they don't have enough time, yet they spend hours on things that do not matter. On the other hand, there are learners who may have very little free time, but they use every small pocket of it to grow, to read, to practice, and to improve. The truth is, discipline looks boring at first, but later it becomes freedom. Imagine speaking English fluently without hesitation. This does not happen in one day, but with many days of practice, like the one you are doing now. Every sentence you repeat, every word you speak, adds a brick to your confidence. Think of this video as your gym, and each sentence is like a push-up for your tongue, your brain, and your confidence. You may feel tired, you may feel the urge to stop, but the real growth comes when you continue even when it is hard. Think about people who learned English as adults. They did not have the advantage of learning it in school deeply, yet they built their skills step by step. If they can do it, why not you? Keep speaking, keep repeating, and keep believing. Mistakes are not failures. Mistakes are proof that you are learning. The more mistakes you make, the more chances you give yourself to grow. Do not be shy, do not be silent. Silence cannot teach you English, only practice can. Speak out loud, even if your voice shakes. Remember that every fluent speaker was once a beginner, and they also struggled. What makes them different is that they did not quit. So, my dear learner, promise yourself right now that you will not quit. No matter how long this journey is, no matter how many sentences it takes, you will continue until fluency feels natural, like breathing. When you listen to a new word in English, do not just let it pass by, stop for a moment, repeat it, and feel how it sounds in your mouth. Say it slowly, then faster, then use it in a sentence. This is how vocabulary becomes part of you, not just a word in the dictionary. Many learners think they should memorize long lists of words, but the truth is, if you cannot use a word in real conversation, then it is only decoration. Instead of decoration, you need tools, and those tools are words you can actually use in daily life. Think about how often you say things like I need water, I am hungry, or I am tired. These are simple, but they are the foundation. Without foundation, no building can stand tall. So focus first on strong foundations. Then, when your basics are clear, start adding more expressions. For example, instead of only saying I am happy, you can say I am really glad, I feel wonderful, or I am in a good mood. This variety makes you sound natural and confident. Remember, fluency is not about speaking fast. Fluency is about speaking smoothly and clearly without stopping too much. If you feel nervous, take a breath, smile, and then continue. Smiling helps your tongue relax, and when you relax, your voice sounds better. Confidence is not something you wait for. Confidence is something you build while practicing. Every single sentence you speak in this practice is shaping your future self. Imagine yourself 1 year later, standing in front of people and speaking English without fear. That future is being built right now, word by word, line by line, sentence by sentence. Every time you practice English, you are training your brain like a muscle. Muscles grow only when you use them again and again, and the same is true for language. If you skip practice, your brain becomes lazy, but if you give it small exercises daily, it becomes sharp and quick. Start with simple warm-ups like reading a short paragraph aloud, repeating a dialogue you remember, or even talking to yourself in the mirror. These small actions may look silly, but they are powerful because they prepare your mind to think in English. Do not underestimate the mirror exercise. When you see yourself speaking, your confidence doubles because you realize you actually look natural while using English words. After that, try shadowing practice. Listen to a native speaker, repeat exactly what they say, copy their tone, and match their speed. At first, it feels difficult, but soon your mouth starts moving automatically, and you begin to sound fluent. Another secret is writing. When you write sentences in English daily, you fix grammar and structure in your mind without even noticing. It is like planting seeds, and later those seeds grow into strong speaking habits. Do not worry if your sentences are simple. Remember that even a tree starts as a small seed. The important thing is consistency, not perfection. Every sentence you write or speak today is making tomorrow easier. When you keep going, you realize one day that English is no longer a subject you study, it has become a part of who you are. That is the true power of practice, turning effort into natural skill. When you want to reach intermediate fluency, the key is to connect your thoughts directly to English words without translating from your mother tongue. Translation slows you down and makes your sentences unnatural. Instead, train your brain to think in English by surrounding yourself with the language. Watch short English clips, listen to English songs, or read simple news articles daily. When you come across a new word, do not just memorize it, make 3 to 4 sentences with it and use it in your conversations. For example, if you learn the word opportunity, say, "This is a good opportunity," or, "I never miss an opportunity to learn," or, "She gave me an opportunity to explain." By doing this, you turn a single word into a usable tool. Another method is to practice questions and answers. Ask yourself simple things like, "What did I do today?" Then answer in full sentences, "I studied, I cleaned my room, I met my friend." Expanding answers with details makes your speech richer. For example, "I studied for 2 hours because I have an exam tomorrow." Small habits like this develop fluency naturally. Also, remember to focus on pronunciation. Record your voice, listen to it, and compare it with native speakers. You may feel shy at first, but recording helps you hear mistakes that your mind usually ignores. Slowly, your tone becomes smoother, and your sentences start flowing like a stream. The more you practice, the more your hesitation disappears, and confidence takes its place. Fluency is not about speaking fast, it is about speaking clearly and confidently. Many learners try to rush their words, but speed without clarity creates confusion. Instead, focus on natural rhythm and pauses. For example, when you say, "I want to learn English," do not squeeze all words together. Give a small pause after "I want" and then continue. This makes your speech easy to understand and gives you time to think. Another important step is shadowing practice. Play a short English audio clip, then repeat after the speaker exactly as they say it. Copy the tone, stress, and rhythm. At first it may feel difficult, but with time your mouth muscles will get used to English sounds. Think of it like singing along to a song. You do not just say the words, you match the melody. In the same way, shadowing helps you sound natural. You should also create short stories with daily experiences. For example, take 3 events from your day: waking up late, missing the bus, and reaching class. Turn them into a story. Today I woke up late, so I missed the bus, but luckily I found an auto and reached class on time. This way, you train your brain to organize thoughts into smooth sentences. Remember, fluency is built step by step, not overnight. If you keep practicing regularly, your mind will automatically start producing English sentences without hesitation. Listening plays a powerful role in improving English. Many learners ignore it, but listening is like planting seeds in your brain. When you listen to natural conversations, movies, or podcasts, your mind absorbs sentence structures, word choices, and pronunciation. Even if you don't understand every single word, your brain is learning the music of the language. Try to listen actively, not passively. Active listening means focusing on the speaker, repeating difficult parts, and noting new phrases. For example, if you hear "Could you give me a hand?" write it down and practice using it in your own sentences like, "Could you give me a hand with this homework?" Another helpful method is to listen and write. Play a short audio and try to write down what you hear. This improves both listening and spelling. You can also watch movies with subtitles at first, then slowly try without subtitles. Step by step, you will notice that spoken English becomes clearer. Listening every day is like charging your phone battery. Without it, your fluency will run out of power. Reading is another key to mastering English. When you read daily, you expose yourself to new vocabulary, sentence styles, and ideas. Start with simple stories or short articles, then move to newspapers, novels, and academic texts. Reading silently helps you understand, but reading aloud trains your mouth and ears together. When you read aloud, you practice pronunciation and fluency at the same time. Try to notice how sentences are connected. Look for linking words like however, therefore, in addition, or on the other hand. These make your speech sound more professional. You can also keep a reading journal. After finishing a story, write a few sentences about what you learned or liked. For example, if you read an article about health, write, "I learned that walking daily improves both the body and the mind." Reading also gives you examples of how native speakers actually use grammar. Instead of memorizing only rules, you see grammar alive in real sentences. Make reading a daily habit, even if it is just 10 minutes before bed, and your English will naturally grow stronger. Listening is just as important as speaking and reading. To improve your listening skills, spend time every day hearing natural English. You can listen to podcasts, audiobooks, songs, news, or even movies. At first, you may not understand everything, but don't worry, that is normal. The goal is to get used to the rhythm, sound, and flow of English. Choose content that matches your level, then slowly increase the difficulty. For example, you can begin with children's stories or English learning podcasts, then later listen to real interviews, documentaries, and debates. Try listening with subtitles the first time, then replay without subtitles to test your memory. Repeat short clips and shadow the speaker, copying their accent and intonation. This builds both listening and speaking power together. If you hear a new phrase, pause and write it down, Then practice saying it in your own sentences. Over time, your ears will become sharp, and you will start catching words and phrases automatically. Listening daily makes English feel natural, almost like music flowing into your mind. Reading is a powerful way to grow your vocabulary and understand sentence structure. When you read in English every day, your brain absorbs new words, expressions, and styles of writing without you even noticing. Start with simple materials like short stories, comics, or news articles for learners, then move on to novels, blogs, or magazines. Don't rush, read slowly and focus on understanding the meaning, not just translating word by word. If you find a difficult word, try to guess its meaning from the context before checking the dictionary. Highlight new words and write them in a notebook, then review them later. Reading aloud is also very useful because it trains your tongue, your eyes, and your brain at the same time. Choose topics you love: sports, travel, science, or even cooking, so reading becomes fun, not a chore. The more you read, the more naturally you will use English in your own writing and speaking. With regular reading, your sentences will sound clearer, richer, and more confident. Writing practice is just as important as reading and speaking. When you write in English every day, you train your mind to form correct sentences and express your thoughts clearly. Start small, write a few lines about your day, your plans, or your feelings. Don't worry about mistakes at first. The goal is to get comfortable expressing yourself. Slowly, increase the length of your writing. You can keep a daily journal, write short stories, or even describe pictures you see online. Writing helps you notice your weak areas in grammar and vocabulary, so you can improve them step by step. After writing, always read your sentences aloud to check how natural they sound. You can also compare your writing with native examples to see how words and phrases are used. Over time, your spelling, punctuation, and style will get better. Writing every day builds discipline and gives you confidence to communicate in English in real life. Speaking regularly is the key to becoming fluent in English. No matter how much you read or write, if you don't practice speaking, your fluency will be limited. Start by talking to yourself in English about simple things, like what you are doing, what you ate, or what you plan for the day. Then, gradually, try speaking with friends, family, or online language partners. Focus on clarity, not speed. Take your time to pronounce each word properly. If you make a mistake, correct yourself and move on. Do not stop speaking. Use new vocabulary and phrases you have learned from reading and listening. Record your voice and listen to it to identify areas for improvement. Shadow native speakers in videos or audio clips to mimic their pronunciation and intonation. Over time, speaking will feel natural, your confidence will grow, and sentences will flow smoothly without hesitation. Practice daily, even if it is for a few minutes, because consistency beats quantity. The more you speak, the easier it becomes to express your thoughts quickly and clearly in English. Grammar is the backbone of English, and understanding it helps you speak and write correctly. Start with basic sentence structures, like subject plus verb plus object. I eat apples, she reads books, they play football. Once you are confident with simple sentences, gradually learn more complex structures like questions, negatives, and compound sentences. Pay attention to tenses, such as past, present, and future, because they show when an action happens. Use examples from your daily life to practice. For instance, yesterday I walked to the park, today I am studying English, or tomorrow I will visit my friend. Do not just memorize rules, try to apply them in speaking and writing. Reading and listening will naturally help you see grammar in action. Correct your mistakes patiently, and repeat correct sentences until they feel natural. Remember, even native speakers make grammar mistakes sometimes, but continuous practice will make your English more accurate and fluent. By combining grammar practice with speaking, listening, reading, and writing, you create a strong foundation for confident English communication. Vocabulary is essential for expressing yourself clearly in English. Without enough words, even the best grammar cannot help you communicate effectively. To improve your vocabulary, learn new words daily and use them in sentences immediately. For example, if you learn the word important, make sentences like, "It is important to study every day," or "This meeting is very important for me." Group words by topics: food, travel, emotions, work, so you can remember them easily. Use flashcards, apps, or notebooks to review words regularly. When reading or listening, note down unfamiliar words and practice using them. Try to learn synonyms and antonyms to expand your understanding. For instance, instead of always saying happy, you can use joyful, glad, or excited. The more words you know, the more naturally you can express thoughts. Vocabulary is not just memorization, it is about using words actively in speaking, writing, reading, and listening. Make learning words a daily habit, and over time your English will become richer, precise, and more confident. Pronunciation is one of the most important aspects of speaking English clearly. Even if you know the words and grammar, poor pronunciation can make it difficult for others to understand you. Start by listening carefully to native speakers in videos, podcasts, or movies. Pay attention to how they pronounce vowels, consonants, and blends. Repeat the words aloud, copying the sounds as closely as possible. Break difficult words into smaller parts and practice each part separately before saying the whole word. Focus also on stress and intonation. Some syllables are stronger than others, and the tone of your sentence changes meaning. For example, in the sentence "I didn't say he stole the money," stressing different words changes the focus and meaning. Record your voice and compare it to native speakers, correcting mistakes gradually. Practice tongue twisters to improve clarity and speed. Daily pronunciation practice will make your English sound natural, smooth, and confident, and over time people will understand you easily without asking you to repeat. Remember, patience and repetition are the keys to perfect pronunciation. Listening and understanding spoken English is crucial for fluency. When you listen carefully every day, your brain learns sentence structures, pronunciation, and natural expressions automatically. Start with short, simple audio clips or conversations, then gradually move to longer speeches, podcasts, and movies. Do not worry if you don't understand every word at first. Focus on catching the main idea. Repeat difficult sentences several times until they become familiar. Shadowing is a very effective technique. Listen to a sentence and immediately repeat it aloud, copying the pronunciation, tone, and speed. Try to notice linking words and expressions, such as "on the other hand," "in addition," "however," and "therefore," which makes speech sound natural. Listening also improves your speaking because your mouth learns the rhythm and flow of English. Combine listening with reading by following subtitles or transcripts, then gradually try without them. Over time, you will start understanding conversations effortlessly, and your own speaking will become smoother and more confident. Every day, practice forming sentences from your thoughts directly in English. Instead of translating from your native language, try to think in English first. For example, if you see a dog, say in your mind, "The dog is running fast," instead of thinking it in your language and then translating. Start with simple observations. Describe your surroundings, actions, and feelings. Gradually, make longer sentences and connect ideas using words like because, so, but, although, and therefore. Writing these sentences in a notebook helps reinforce learning, and saying them aloud strengthens speaking skills. When you practice this way, your brain builds pathways to English thinking, making fluency easier over time. Mistakes are natural. The more you try, the better you become. Consistent daily practice, even for a few minutes, compounds into noticeable improvement. By forming sentences actively, you gain both confidence and speed in English, and slowly, speaking naturally becomes second nature. Reading aloud is another powerful method to improve fluency and sentence-building skills. Choose short stories, dialogues, or even simple news articles, and read them out loud slowly and clearly. Focus on pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm. When you read aloud, your tongue and mouth get trained to form English sounds naturally. After reading, close the book and try to summarize what you just read in your own words. For example, if you read a story about a boy going to school, you can say, "The boy woke up early. He got ready and walked to school. He met his friends and attended class." This practice helps you connect ideas and create sentences without relying on memorization. Another exercise is shadowing, where you listen to an English speaker and repeat immediately after them, trying to match their tone and speed. This not only improves your accent but also makes your brain familiar with natural sentence flow. Regular reading and shadowing slowly transform your thinking and speaking into smooth, confident English. Writing short daily journals is a simple yet effective way to practice sentence building. Every night, take 5 to 10 minutes to write about your day in English. Keep it basic and honest. For example, "Today I woke up late. I ate breakfast with my family. I studied English for 2 hours. In the evening, I went for a walk." Do not worry about making mistakes at first, just focus on writing continuously. Over time, you can add more details and use different tenses, like "Yesterday I watched a movie with my cousin," or "Tomorrow I will meet my friend." This habit helps you think in English regularly and improves your writing flow. To make it more interesting, try giving yourself small topics like "my favorite food," "a place I want to visit," or "what makes me happy." By writing a few sentences daily, you gradually train your brain to organize thoughts in English, which improves both speaking and writing skills naturally. Reading aloud is another powerful method to improve English fluency. When you read a passage, a story, or even simple dialogues out loud, your tongue and mouth get used to forming English sounds. Start with short texts like children's stories or simple news articles. Read slowly, clearly, and try to match the rhythm of natural speech. If possible, listen to the same text being read by a native speaker and then repeat it. This practice builds confidence and helps you notice the correct pronunciation, intonation, and stress patterns. You can even record yourself reading and then listen back to compare with the original version. Don't be afraid to repeat the same passage multiple times until it feels natural. With consistent practice, you will find that speaking out loud not only improves your pronunciation but also makes you more comfortable forming sentences when you speak in real conversations. Listening is just as important as speaking when learning English. Expose yourself to as much natural English as possible through movies, TV shows, podcasts, songs, and conversations. At first, you might not understand everything, but don't worry, focus on catching familiar words and phrases. Gradually, your brain will start recognizing patterns and meanings. Choose materials that match your level, then slowly move to more challenging ones. Try using subtitles to connect spoken words with written text. Pause and repeat short clips to practice understanding every word. Imitating what you hear, even small phrases, will train your ear and tongue at the same time. Make listening a daily habit. Just 15 to 20 minutes can make a big difference. Over time, you'll notice that your understanding becomes quicker and your responses in conversations become more natural. Writing is another powerful way to improve your English. Start small by keeping a daily journal where you write about your day, your thoughts, or your plans in simple sentences. Don't worry about making mistakes at first, the goal is to express yourself. As you gain confidence, try writing longer paragraphs, stories, or even letters to imaginary friends. Use new words you've learned and practice different tenses. Reading what you wrote out loud will also help improve your pronunciation and fluency. You can even rewrite the same idea in different ways to build flexibility in your language skills. Writing regularly will strengthen your grammar, expand your vocabulary, and give you more confidence when speaking because you'll already know how to form sentences correctly. Listening is just as important as speaking when you are learning English. The more you listen, the more natural the language will sound to you. Try listening to English songs, podcasts, or audiobooks that match your level. Watch movies or TV shows in English with subtitles, and pay attention to how the actors pronounce words and use expressions. Don't worry if you don't understand every single word, focus on the main idea and the way sentences are structured. Over time, your ears will get used to the rhythm and accent of English. You can also pause and repeat short parts, then try to copy the exact pronunciation. This kind of active listening will improve both your comprehension and your speaking fluency. Reading English regularly helps you build a strong vocabulary and understand sentence patterns better. Start with simple books, short stories, or articles that interest you, and then slowly move on to more complex texts. When you read, don't just focus on the meaning of every single word, try to understand the whole message of the paragraph. If you see a new word, underline it and look it up later, then try to use it in your own sentence. Reading out loud is also very useful because it improves your pronunciation and confidence. The more you read, the more natural English will feel, and you'll notice that your speaking and writing become smoother without much effort. Writing in English every day is one of the best ways to improve your fluency and confidence. You can start with a simple diary where you write about your day, your feelings, or your plans for tomorrow. Don't worry too much about grammar mistakes at first, just focus on expressing your thoughts clearly. Over time, you can challenge yourself by writing short essays, letters, or even creative stories. Try to use new vocabulary words that you've learned from reading or listening. Writing also helps you think in English instead of translating from your native language, which makes your sentences more natural. If possible, ask someone to check your writing and give feedback, or compare it with examples online. Reading aloud is another powerful method to improve your English speaking and comprehension. When you read a passage, article, or story out loud, you train your tongue, lips, and voice to produce English sounds more naturally. It also helps you become more confident in pronunciation and intonation. Start with short and simple texts, Then gradually move to more complex materials like news articles or novels. Reading dialogues from plays, movies, or scripts can also make practice more fun and realistic. You should try to record yourself while reading and then listen back to identify areas where you can improve. This habit not only builds fluency but also sharpens listening skills because you begin to notice how words are linked and stressed in natural speech. Listening to English every day is essential for building fluency and confidence. You can listen to podcasts, songs, audiobooks, or even news channels to expose yourself to different accents and speaking styles. The more you listen, the more your brain absorbs the rhythm, tone, and structure of English. Try to repeat what you hear, imitating the pronunciation and speed of the speaker. This technique, called shadowing, is highly effective for improving both listening and speaking skills. If you don't understand everything at once, don't worry, focus on the key words and context. Over time, your ability to catch full sentences and natural expressions will improve, making you more comfortable in conversations. Reading in English every day is another powerful way to improve your skills. Start with simple materials like short stories, children's books, or easy news articles. As you grow more confident, move on to novels, magazines, and professional blogs. Reading helps you learn new words, sentence structures, and ideas naturally. It also improves your grammar without the need for constant memorization. Try reading aloud sometimes. It will strengthen both your pronunciation and confidence. Keep a notebook to write down new words and phrases, then review them regularly. With consistent practice, your reading speed, comprehension, and vocabulary will grow steadily. Listening practice is just as important as reading. Try listening to English podcasts, songs, or audiobooks every day. Watching movies and TV shows in English with subtitles can also help you understand how words are used in real conversations. At first, focus on catching simple words and common phrases instead of understanding everything. Slowly, your ears will get used to the rhythm and sound of English. Repeat after what you hear to practice pronunciation and intonation. Listening daily will not only improve your understanding but also make speaking easier because you'll naturally pick up expressions and the correct way to say them. Speaking is the most powerful way to improve your English. Try to speak a little every day, even if it's just with yourself. You can describe what you are doing, like I am cooking rice or I am going to the market. Record your voice and listen to it so you can find mistakes and improve your pronunciation. If you have a friend who speaks English, practice with them regularly. Don't be afraid of making mistakes, because mistakes are proof that you are learning. The more you speak, the more confident you will become, and soon English will feel natural when you use it in daily life. Listening is just as important as speaking when you want to master English. Try to listen to English songs, news, movies, or podcasts every single day. Don't worry if you don't understand everything, focus on catching familiar words and phrases. Over time, your ears will adjust, and you will start understanding faster. Subtitles can help at the beginning, but try listening without them later to challenge yourself. Repeat the words or sentences you hear to copy the natural accent and rhythm. This practice will improve not only your listening skills but also your speaking fluency automatically. Reading in English daily will make your vocabulary strong and your sentence building natural. Start with simple books, short stories, or even English articles online. Don't try to translate every single word, just understand the main idea first. Keep a notebook to write down new words and use them in your own sentences. Reading aloud can also help you improve pronunciation and confidence. Slowly, move to advanced content like novels, newspapers, or magazines. The more you read, the more natural English will feel, and you'll start speaking with better flow and accuracy. Writing practice in English is very powerful for fluency. Try to write a daily journal about your day, your thoughts, or your plans in English. Don't worry about grammar mistakes in the beginning, just focus on expressing yourself. Later, check your writing and correct errors to learn from them. You can also write short stories, dialogues, or letters to practice different styles. Writing helps you think in English and improves memory of words and phrases. Over time, your sentences will become longer, more accurate, and more natural. Reading English every day builds strong language skills. Start with simple books, short stories, or news articles that match your level. Read slowly and try to understand the meaning of sentences, not just individual words. If you find new words, note them down and check their meaning later. Reading aloud is even more powerful because it improves pronunciation and speaking confidence. You can also read dialogues and act them out like a role play. With daily reading, your vocabulary grows naturally, and you begin to notice grammar patterns without memorizing rules. Writing practice is another important step in improving English. Start by keeping a daily journal where you write a few sentences about your day. Don't worry too much about grammar at first, just focus on expressing your thoughts. As you improve, try writing short stories, letters, or even emails in English. You can also describe a picture, explain a process, or write about your opinions on different topics. Writing regularly helps you remember new vocabulary and strengthens sentence-building skills. Over time, you will notice that your ideas flow more easily, and your writing becomes clear and confident. Listening to English every day will make a big difference in your learning. You can watch English movies, TV shows, or YouTube videos with subtitles to understand better. Try listening to English songs, podcasts, or news channels and repeat the words you hear. This will train your ears to catch different accents and improve your pronunciation. At first, it may feel difficult, but with practice, you will start understanding more and more. Listening carefully also helps you learn natural expressions and the correct way of speaking, which will make your conversations smoother and more confident. Reading English daily will improve your vocabulary and sentence structure. You can start with simple storybooks, short articles, or even children's books to build confidence. Gradually, move on to newspapers, magazines, and novels to challenge yourself with new words and ideas. When you read, don't just focus on difficult words, try to understand the meaning of the whole sentence. If you find a new word, write it down in a notebook and practice using it in your own sentences. Reading aloud will also improve your pronunciation and speaking fluency. The more you read, the more natural English will feel to you. Writing in English every day is a powerful way to strengthen your language skills. You can start with short diary entries about your daily routine, feelings, or plans. Try to use new words and phrases that you have learned from reading or listening. Don't worry too much about mistakes at first, focus on expressing your thoughts clearly. Over time, review what you wrote and correct errors to improve grammar and style. You can also practice writing small essays, letters, or even social media posts in English. Writing regularly helps you think in English, connect ideas smoothly, and build confidence in communication. Listening practice is equally important for improving English fluency. Try to listen to English podcasts, songs, movies, or news every day. Focus first on understanding the general meaning, then listen again to catch details and new vocabulary. Watching movies with subtitles can help you connect spoken and written words. Try repeating short phrases aloud to copy the pronunciation and intonation of native speakers. You can also practice shadowing, where you listen and speak at the same time, matching the speaker's tone and speed. This method improves your listening comprehension, accent, and natural flow of speaking. Speaking without fear is one of the biggest steps to fluency. Don't worry about making mistakes, because mistakes are part of the learning process. Try to talk to yourself in English when you are alone, describing what you are doing or what you are thinking. Practice daily conversations like ordering food, asking for directions, or greeting someone. If you have a friend who also wants to learn English, practice together regularly. Join online language exchange platforms to talk with native speakers. The more you speak, the more confident you will become, and slowly your grammar and vocabulary will also improve naturally. Listening is just as important as speaking. Try to listen to English every day, even if it's just for 10 to 15 minutes. You can watch short clips, listen to podcasts, or follow English songs. Don't try to understand every single word at first, focus on the main idea. Over time, your ears will get used to the sounds and rhythm of English. Repeat what you hear to improve pronunciation. Watching movies or shows with subtitles can also help you connect spoken and written words. Gradually, reduce your dependence on subtitles and test how much you can catch by listening alone. Reading regularly will also improve your English. Start with simple books, short stories, or even news articles that match your level. Read out loud to practice pronunciation and fluency. When you find a new word, don't just memorize it, note down its meaning, how it's used in a sentence, and try to use it in your own sentences. This way, the word becomes part of your active vocabulary. Reading will also show you how grammar works naturally, without needing to memorize too many rules. Over time, you'll notice that your speaking and writing feel more natural. Listening is just as important as reading. Try to listen to English every day, watch movies, listen to podcasts, or follow English YouTube channels. At first, you may not understand everything, but that's normal. Focus on catching familiar words and phrases. Gradually, your brain will adjust, and you'll start understanding more without translating. You can also repeat after the speakers to practice pronunciation and intonation. Shadowing, where you listen to a sentence and then immediately repeat it, helps a lot in improving fluency and accent. Writing is another powerful way to practice. Start a simple English journal where you write a few sentences about your day. Don't worry too much about mistakes, just focus on expressing your thoughts. Over time, you'll notice that your vocabulary and sentence structure improve. You can also try short exercises like writing a small story, describing a picture, or even summarizing a video you watched. Writing makes your grammar stronger and helps you think directly in English instead of translating from your native language. Another great method is listening. Try to listen to English everyday songs, podcasts, movies, or YouTube videos. Don't try to understand every single word. Instead, focus on the general meaning. If you listen regularly, your brain will get used to the rhythm, tone, and accent of English. You can even pause a video, repeat what you hear, and practice saying it in the same way. This shadowing technique improves both your listening and speaking skills at the same time. Reading is also powerful for improving your English. Start with simple books, short stories, or even news articles written in easy English. Read aloud so you can practice pronunciation too. When you read, underline new words, write them down in a notebook, and try to use them in your own sentences. Reading daily will not only expand your vocabulary but also help you understand how sentences are built naturally in English. Writing practice is just as important. Try keeping a small diary in English where you write a few sentences every day about your routine, thoughts, or plans. Don't worry about making mistakes at first, just write freely. Over time, check your sentences and correct them with grammar tools or by asking someone who knows English. This daily habit will train your mind to think and express itself in English more naturally. Listening is another key to fluency. Try to listen to English every single day, even if it's just 10 to 15 minutes. Watch English movies, YouTube videos, or podcasts on topics you enjoy. Don't just listen passively, repeat sentences, copy the speaker's tone, and try to mimic their way of speaking. This shadowing method will improve your accent, pronunciation, and natural flow of English. Reading in English daily will also boost your vocabulary and sentence structure. Start with short articles, simple stories, or even social media posts in English. When you read, say the sentences aloud. It trains both your eyes and your tongue. If you find new words, note them down in a small notebook or in your phone and try to use them in your own sentences later. Practicing English through writing is another powerful habit because when you write daily in English, your brain gets time to think and form correct sentences at its own pace. You can start with a short diary entry where you describe how your day went, what you ate, whom you met, and what you learned. Writing a paragraph daily slowly turns into confidence when speaking. Also, when you write, you can later check grammar or spelling mistakes and correct them, which helps you avoid repeating the same errors again. You can also write small imaginary conversations or role plays for practice. For example, imagine you are ordering food at a restaurant or buying tickets at an airport and write the full dialogue in English. Later you can even read it aloud as if you are acting in real life. This double practice of writing and reading makes your English learning faster. Another way is to join English writing groups online where people share their short notes and get feedback. The more you write, the better you express your thoughts. Listening to English every day is also one of the most natural ways to improve, because before a baby learns to speak, they first listen to their parents and surroundings. In the same way you should expose your ears to English as much as possible. You can listen to podcasts, songs, news, or even movie dialogues. At first you may not understand everything, but slowly your brain will start catching familiar words. You can choose topics that you like so it doesn't feel boring. For example, if you like sports, then listen to commentary or interviews in English. If you enjoy cooking, then watch recipe videos in English. This way learning feels enjoyable. One useful technique is to listen with subtitles at the beginning, then slowly remove subtitles once you get comfortable. You can also pause and repeat difficult parts, and try to imitate the pronunciation like shadowing the speaker. This shadowing practice helps in both accent and fluency. Many learners notice that after a few weeks of daily listening, they start using the same phrases naturally while speaking. So the more you listen, the more natural your English will sound. Reading in English every day is another excellent way to grow your vocabulary and understanding. You can start with simple articles, short stories, or even children's books if you are at a beginner level. The key is not to rush but to read slowly and carefully. Underline the new words you don't know and check their meanings. But don't try to translate every sentence into your native language because that will slow you down. Instead, try to guess the meaning from the context. For example, if you read "the boy was shivering because it was very cold," you can understand the word shivering means shaking from cold even if you never saw it before. This kind of guessing improves your brain's ability to think directly in English. Another tip is to read out loud so that your mouth also practices while your eyes and brain are working. If you read newspapers online, you can pick sections like sports, entertainment, or science depending on your interest. Reading one short article daily is better than reading many pages once in a while. Regularity is the secret to improvement. You can also keep a small notebook where you write down interesting phrases you like from your reading. Later you can try to use them in your own sentences. For example, if you see "on the other hand" in a text, you can practice using it in your writing or speaking. Little by little these phrases will become part of your natural English. Practicing English every day builds your confidence. Speaking aloud helps your tongue and brain work together. Listening to native speakers improves your pronunciation. Watching English movies with subtitles helps you understand natural speech. Writing short daily journals strengthens your grammar. Asking simple questions in English makes conversations easier. Answering in full sentences builds fluency. Reading news articles increases vocabulary. Repeating phrases aloud improves memory. Thinking in English reduces translation time. Recording your own voice helps you notice mistakes. Correcting mistakes immediately prevents bad habits. Talking with friends in English creates real practice. Using English apps makes learning fun. Playing word games grows vocabulary. Singing English songs trains rhythm. Reading stories builds imagination. Practicing dialogues prepares you for real life. Describing daily routines sharpens skills. Explaining pictures in English trains observation. Reading aloud improves accent. Watching interviews teaches expressions. Reading novels develops long sentence understanding. Keeping a word diary organizes learning. Writing emails in English gives confidence. Practicing tongue twisters helps pronunciation. Using flashcards makes revision quick. Telling stories strengthens speaking flow. Discussing topics develops opinions. Asking for directions in English practices travel situations. Ordering food in English practices real life. Describing your city increases fluency. Talking about hobbies builds confidence. Asking "how are you" starts conversations. Answering politely shows respect. Practicing introductions helps social skills. Talking about the weather builds small talk. Explaining your plans practices future tense. Talking about yesterday practices past tense. Describing routines practices present tense. Reading quotes inspires new vocabulary. Memorizing proverbs enriches speech. Practicing role plays develops confidence. Reading recipes teaches action verbs. Explaining your day in detail practices narration. Watching cartoons improves listening speed. Reading poems teaches rhythm. Explaining rules teaches clear language. Talking about your goals builds motivation. Reading jokes makes learning fun. Explaining dreams builds imagination. Talking on the phone practices listening. Writing short essays strengthens grammar. Explaining festivals builds cultural vocabulary. Describing clothes practices adjectives. Talking about colors improves description. Naming objects around you trains memory. Describing animals builds knowledge. Talking about family practices relationships. Explaining traditions teaches culture. Reading travel blogs builds adventure words. Talking about sports builds energy. Describing food practices taste vocabulary. Talking about music builds emotions. Writing captions improves creativity. Reading short dialogues teaches tone. Explaining maps builds direction words. Describing seasons grows expression. Talking about technology practices modern terms. Reading science news adds knowledge. Describing buildings builds detail. Talking about transport practices daily vocabulary. Explaining health tips improves medical terms. Reading instructions sharpens focus. Talking about study habits builds discipline. Describing your school practices environment vocabulary. Writing about teachers builds respect words. Talking about exams practices stress words. Explaining success stories motivates fluency. Reading biographies builds inspiration. Talking about inventions grows curiosity. Describing markets practices shopping language. Writing shopping lists builds practical vocabulary. Talking about money practices numbers. Explaining jobs grows professional vocabulary. Reading advertisements teaches persuasive words. Talking about holidays builds excitement. Describing journeys practices travel English. Writing about hotels practices service words. Talking about airports builds travel confidence. Explaining time practices daily use. Reading calendars builds schedule words. Talking about future dreams motivates you. Describing homes practices comfort words. Talking about gardens teaches nature words. Writing about friends builds emotion vocabulary. Explaining kindness develops soft skills. Talking about books builds imagination. Describing libraries practices study English. Reading headlines improves speed reading. Talking about politics builds formal language. Writing about leaders teaches values. Talking about environment builds awareness. Describing pollution teaches problem vocabulary. Explaining solutions builds reasoning. Reading essays develops structure. Talking about science experiments grows curiosity. Describing space builds wonder. Talking about planets practices astronomy words. Writing about stars grows poetic English. Talking about oceans builds geography English. Describing rivers practices flow vocabulary. Explaining mountains builds adventure English. Talking about forests builds nature English. Reading wildlife articles teaches biology words. Talking about birds builds variety. Describing weather improves detail. Talking about climate change builds serious discussion. Writing reports strengthens academic style. Talking about research builds advanced English. Reading charts builds data vocabulary. Explaining graphs practices analysis. Talking about technology trends builds modern English. Describing phones builds gadget vocabulary. Talking about internet builds connection words. Explaining social media teaches online vocabulary. Reading blogs grows personal English. Talking about daily apps builds fluency. Writing reviews practices opinion English. Talking about movies builds entertainment words. Describing actors grows detail. Explaining stories builds narration. Talking about directors adds knowledge. Reading reviews teaches style. Talking about awards grows culture. Writing opinions strengthens voice. Talking about fashion builds creativity. Describing models grows adjective use. Talking about trends practices modern words. Explaining styles builds taste. Talking about shopping habits practices real English. Describing brands builds business English. Explaining advertisements teaches persuasion. Talking about markets builds economy English. Describing jobs grows vocabulary. Talking about offices practices formal words. Explaining meetings builds business English. Talking about interviews grows confidence. Describing teamwork practices cooperation words. Talking about leadership builds personality. Writing goals strengthens clarity. Talking about challenges builds problem solving. Explaining failures teaches resilience. Talking about hard work builds values. Describing patience teaches growth. Talking about success inspires hope. Writing motivational lines builds spirit. Talking about habits grows self-control. Describing routines builds structure. Talking about health grows discipline. Writing diet plans builds clarity. Talking about exercise grows energy. Describing yoga teaches calm. Talking about sports builds teamwork. Explaining rules grows order. Talking about winning builds joy. Explaining losing teaches strength. Talking about friendship builds trust. Describing emotions teaches honesty. Talking about happiness spreads joy. Explaining sadness builds empathy. Talking about love builds care. Describing respect builds dignity. Talking about kindness grows humanity. Writing about peace builds hope. Talking about freedom teaches values. Describing courage builds bravery. Talking about honesty grows truth. Explaining hard choices builds maturity. Talking about learning builds growth. Describing mistakes teaches lessons. Talking about teachers builds gratitude. Explaining parents grows love. Talking about childhood builds memory. Describing play teaches fun. Talking about study grows wisdom. Explaining exams builds discipline. Talking about future builds vision. Describing dreams builds courage. Talking about travel builds excitement. Explaining culture grows knowledge. Talking about history builds memory. Describing monuments builds pride. Talking about countries builds geography. Explaining languages grows respect. Talking about unity builds peace. Describing festivals builds joy. Talking about music grows emotion. Explaining art teaches creativity. Talking about dance grows expression. Describing theater builds drama. Talking about painting builds beauty. Explaining photography teaches detail. Talking about literature builds imagination. Describing poems grows rhythm. Talking about novels builds patience. Explaining short stories grows clarity. Talking about newspapers builds awareness. Describing magazines grows curiosity. Talking about blogs builds individuality. Explaining speeches builds power. Talking about debates builds logic. Describing presentations builds confidence. Talking about projects builds teamwork. Explaining skills builds growth. Talking about talents builds pride. Describing hobbies builds relaxation. Talking about crafts grows creativity. Explaining cooking teaches process. Talking about gardening builds calm. Describing pets builds love. Talking about wildlife builds awareness. Explaining environment builds care. Talking about forests builds peace. Describing rivers grows detail. Talking about oceans builds wonder. Explaining climate builds science. Talking about energy builds future. Describing technology builds progress. Talking about machines builds strength. Explaining inventions builds growth. Talking about future life builds hope. Describing flying cars builds imagination. Talking about robots builds vision. Explaining AI builds future English. Talking about discoveries builds knowledge. Describing scientists builds respect. Talking about experiments builds curiosity. Explaining results builds clarity. Talking about theories builds deep English. Describing mathematics builds logic. Talking about numbers builds strength. Explaining equations grows reasoning. Talking about algebra builds abstract thinking. Describing geometry builds shape vocabulary. Talking about physics builds science English. Explaining chemistry builds reaction words. Talking about biology builds life vocabulary. Describing cells builds detail. Talking about plants builds nature. Explaining flowers builds beauty. Talking about trees builds greenery. Describing seeds builds growth. Talking about animals builds variety. Explaining insects builds detail. Talking about reptiles grows vocabulary. Describing birds builds color. Talking about fish builds water vocabulary. Explaining mammals builds detail. Talking about humans builds society. Describing health builds lifestyle. Talking about doctors builds trust. Explaining hospitals builds service English. Talking about medicine builds hope. Describing nurses builds care. Talking about treatment builds cure. Explaining surgery builds advanced English. Talking about patients builds sympathy. Describing recovery builds joy. Talking about research builds science. Explaining vaccines builds prevention. Talking about discovery builds future. Describing invention builds progress. Talking about hope builds dreams. She woke up early the next morning, stretched her arms, and opened the window to let the fresh air in. The sunlight streamed gently through the curtains, and she smiled at the beginning of a new day. After brushing her teeth, she made herself a cup of tea and sat quietly near the window, watching the street slowly come alive. People were walking to their offices, children were carrying school bags, and the newspaper boy cycled quickly from house to house. She thought about her own plans for the day, carefully making a mental list of all the tasks she needed to finish. She decided to start by cleaning her room, arranging the books neatly on the shelf, and dusting the corners that she often ignored. Once the room looked tidy, she prepared breakfast with bread, eggs, and some fruits, enjoying the simple flavors that made her feel full of energy. After eating, she sat at her desk, opened her notebook, and began writing down ideas for her upcoming project. Her pen moved quickly, and soon the page was filled with thoughts, sketches, and notes. She felt proud of her effort, knowing that discipline would take her closer to her goals. As the clock struck noon, she heard the sound of the doorbell and realized her friend had arrived. They greeted each other warmly and sat together, laughing about old memories. The conversation drifted from small jokes to serious dreams, and both felt inspired by the exchange. After some time, they decided to take a walk outside, where the sun was still bright and the breeze was pleasant. They strolled through the park, observing children playing, dogs running around, and elderly people sitting on benches under the trees. The atmosphere was cheerful, and it reminded them how simple moments often become the most memorable. When they returned home, they prepared tea together and talked about their favorite books and movies, discovering many shared interests. Hours passed quickly, and by evening, they realized how much joy a single day could bring when spent with someone close. Later, when her friend left, she sat alone with her thoughts, reflecting on everything she had experienced since morning. She wrote a few lines in her journal, capturing the mood of the day so she could read it again in the future. The night grew quieter, and the city lights sparkled in the distance as she stood by the window once again. She felt a sense of calmness and gratitude for the little blessings in her life. Before going to bed, she prayed silently, asking for strength and peace, and promised herself to keep working hard for her dreams. Finally, she lay down on her pillow, closed her eyes, and drifted slowly into sleep, ready to welcome another day with the same hope and determination. The following morning began with the sound of birds singing near her window, and she opened her eyes slowly, feeling the calmness of the early hour. She stretched her arms, smiled softly, and whispered a small thank you to the day for arriving so gently. After washing her face, she prepared a cup of warm coffee and stood at the balcony, watching the street slowly waking up. The milkman pushed his cycle, the shopkeepers opened their shutters, and the children ran quickly to catch their school bus. She found beauty in these small ordinary sights, realizing that life was always moving even when one stood still. With a deep breath, she returned to her room and began organizing her desk, placing her notebooks in one corner and her pens in another, keeping the table clean and fresh. She switched on her laptop and checked her emails, replying carefully to each message and making sure she did not miss any important detail. Time passed quietly, and she felt content as her tasks were slowly getting completed one after another. By mid-morning, she decided to take a short break, so she went into the kitchen and cut some apples and bananas, enjoying the natural sweetness with every bite. The taste refreshed her mind, and she started humming her favorite tune as she arranged the dishes neatly in the sink. Soon after, she heard a knock on the door, and it was the delivery boy bringing a package she had ordered last week. Excitedly, she opened the box and smiled when she saw the new books she had been waiting for. She turned the pages of the first book, smelling the fresh ink and feeling the smooth paper under her fingers. She read a few lines and instantly felt inspired by the words, realizing how books could transport her to a different world. She placed them carefully on the shelf and promised herself to read at least a few chapters each day. In the afternoon, she sat down with her notebook again, determined to make progress in her project. Her pen flowed across the page as she outlined new ideas, connected them with old ones, and imagined how everything would come together. The room was silent except for the sound of her pen scratching on paper, and this silence gave her comfort. She paused for a moment, looked out of the window, and saw the sky turning brighter with soft clouds drifting lazily. That sight gave her more energy, and she went back to her work with renewed focus. Hours passed without her noticing, and when she finally stopped, she realized she had written far more than she expected. A sense of achievement filled her heart, and she leaned back on the chair, smiling with satisfaction. By evening, she decided to go for a walk in the nearby park. The gentle breeze touched her face as she walked slowly, observing people around her. Children were still playing on the swings, couples walked hand in hand, and an old man fed crumbs to pigeons sitting calmly by the fountain. She felt connected to these strangers in a quiet way, realizing that everyone was carrying their own stories, joys, and struggles. She walked a little more, then sat on a bench, watching the sun slowly set behind the trees. The golden light painted everything beautifully, and she thought about how endings often carried their own kind of beauty. As darkness began to spread, she returned home, feeling lighter and calmer than before. At night, she cooked a simple dinner for herself, enjoying the taste of freshly cooked vegetables and rice. She ate slowly, thinking about the day's events and feeling grateful for the balance she was maintaining between work and rest. After finishing, she cleaned the dishes, wiped the table, and then went back to her room. She lit a small lamp, creating a warm glow, and opened one of the new books from the morning delivery. The story drew her in immediately, and she lost track of time as her eyes moved from one page to another. The characters felt alive, their emotions touched her, and the plot made her curious about what would happen next. She read until she felt her eyelids grow heavy, then placed a bookmark carefully before closing the book. She whispered a small prayer of thanks, switched off the light, and lay down on her bed. The night was quiet, the stars were shining faintly outside the window, and slowly she drifted into peaceful sleep, ready to begin another day with the same hope in her heart. Life is a journey where every single day teaches us something new, and in this journey people face happiness, sadness, struggles, and victories, but the most important thing is to keep moving forward, because when we stop, we lose the rhythm of growth, and human beings are made to keep learning and improving, which means that no matter how many times we fall, we should stand up again and again, since resilience is the true power that shapes character and destiny. And when we talk about resilience, it is not just about surviving tough times, but about growing stronger through them, because difficulties are not punishments, they are opportunities in disguise, and if we look carefully, every challenge hides a lesson that can transform us into wiser individuals, which is why ancient philosophers always said that the path to greatness is not smooth but full of obstacles, and the person who learns to embrace those obstacles becomes unshakable in life, because when storms come, weak trees break but strong trees bend and rise again, showing that flexibility is as important as strength. And in our everyday lives we also need this blend of strength and flexibility, whether it is in relationships, studies, career, or health, because life constantly tests us in these areas. And we must respond with patience and effort, and when patience becomes part of our habit, we begin to see how even the most difficult moments carry seeds of hope, since after the darkest night the sun always rises, and after the hardest winter spring always blooms, teaching us that nothing in this world is permanent, not even pain, and if we can endure it long enough, we will see it turn into wisdom and peace is something everyone seeks in different ways. Some try to find it in wealth, some in fame, some in relationships, but true peace comes from within, from knowing ourselves, from accepting who we are and still striving to improve, and once we start practicing self-awareness, we discover that our mind is like a garden, and whatever thoughts we plant grow there, which means if we keep planting negativity, doubts, and fears, we will see our life filled with anxiety and sadness, but if we plant hope, gratitude, and love, our life becomes a beautiful garden full of joy and meaning, and gratitude especially is the most powerful seed, because when we learn to be grateful even for small things like a smile, a meal, a roof, or the air we breathe, we realize how blessed we are already, and this realization removes the feeling of lack. Because most of our stress comes from comparing our life with others, and once we stop comparing, we begin to enjoy the uniqueness of our own journey, And that uniqueness is what makes life beautiful, since no two people are exactly the same. Every person has a story, every person has a gift, and the real purpose of life is to use that gift for something meaningful, because when we serve others, when we bring light to someone else's darkness, we find our own life shining even brighter, and that is why kindness has been called the universal language, which does not require words, because even a small gesture of kindness can change someone's entire day. And maybe even their entire life, which proves that the world becomes better not by great speeches but by small daily acts of love, honesty, and compassion. And when we practice these virtues daily, we slowly transform not just ourselves but also the world around us, creating a ripple effect. Because one kind act inspires another, one smile brings another smile, and this chain reaction spreads light in places where darkness has stayed for long, showing us that even ordinary people can make extraordinary differences. And history also proves this, because many great leaders, saints, and thinkers were once ordinary individuals, but their dedication, courage, and service made them unforgettable, which means that greatness is not about being famous, but about living with purpose and leaving a positive impact wherever we go, and this can be achieved by anyone, as long as they are ready to work hard, stay humble, and remain consistent in their values, because consistency is the bridge between dreams and reality, and people who give up quickly never see their dreams bloom, while those who persist slowly but surely reach their destination, and this persistence is often fueled by faith, the belief that something better awaits us if we keep moving forward, and this faith can be in God, in the universe, or simply in the goodness of life, but without faith, people easily break down in difficulties, so nurturing faith is as important as nurturing skills, and when faith combines with effort, miracles happen, because life then opens doors that seemed impossible before, proving that hope, courage, and patience are truly the pillars of a meaningful life. And that brings us to the end of today's long English practice session. I hope you enjoyed practicing with me and picked up a lot of useful words, sentences, and expressions. Remember, the more you listen and repeat, the more confident and fluent your English will become. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like, share it with your friends, and drop a comment telling me which part you loved the most or what topic you want me to cover next. Your feedback always motivates me to create even better content for you. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel Daily English Practice and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on new videos. Every video is designed to help you improve step by step, and together, we'll make your English stronger and more natural. Thank you so much for watching till the very end. Keep practicing, stay confident, and I'll see you in the next video.